Hey there, hi there, Aries. It's me, Priscilla B, and welcome to your Shadow Soulmate reading. So, basically, what that means is that we're going to be exploring the inner depths, the dark side, the shadow aspect, essentially, of your soulmate connection, and also yourself, too. You're included in this. Okay, Aries, don't think it's just all about your soulmate because it's not. I know, right? I feel like you already know that, Aries. Like, you're here just to get some clarity, some answers here to some challenges and difficulties you may be facing right now at this time. Um, yeah. So, that being said, I'm going to be doing a soulmate tarot spread from this book, the Darkwood Tarot. And I'm going to be using a tarot deck called the Eternal Arcana. Okay? Alright, can't talk today. I don't know what it is, but yeah. So let's see what your soulmate's energy is and their shadow energy. Ooh, we got the Page of Cups today. Ah, yes, Page of Cups. I believe that is the detective. Okay, let me see if I'm right. I'm guessing, and I'm pretty sure it is. Page of Cups. Oh, I was wrong. It's the intuitive, but the detective is definitely in here somewhere. Oh, you know what? I think that's the Page of Swords. Okay. Anyways, so maybe that card will come up later. But anyways, Page of Cups, the intuitive. The Page of Water, half human, part animal, and all heart, holds a golden cup. Tendrils of mist stream up and out of the cup. A ghost-like fish gazes up at the page. It is as if they were the only two people in the world. This card reflects youthful perception, a child and her imaginary friend. It is the child's imagination and intuition bringing all of us into what is possible. The Page of Cups is a visionary, psychic, intuitive child. The Page of Cups allows object shapes and aspirations or apparitions to appear before her without passing judgment or staking claim. She allows things to be just as they are and use astute observation to see the true nature of what passes before her. Observe without judgment, look deeper like an artist or a mystic into the true nature of people, places, and things. Allow clairvoyance and psychic phenomena to occur without censor. The meaning here is an open and sensitive personality, kind and non judgmental, the response in our hearts when we experience startling beauty, instant forgiveness, and a kind word that is desperately needed and unexpected, honoring the dignity of every human, animal, and thing, acceptance. The shadow part is emotional tantrums, runaway imagination, hallucination, delusions of grandeur, wild ideas unchecked, inability to stay grounded in reality, solitary and silent, eating at oneself from the inside. Okay, so yeah, so I mean, like, mm, you're definitely, Aries, you definitely don't want to have to deal with a shadow mate and their shadow version of themselves is trauma. It's tantrums. I said trauma. Maybe they have a lot of trauma. Okay, maybe they have a lot of triggers. I don't know. But Aries, I feel like you're very well equipped to like handle certain things. But it's okay to also say to your soulmate, shadow mate, you're like, okay, well, you sometimes have these tantrums, right? You sometimes run away with your imagination a little bit. And sometimes you also are very like in a solitary state of silence that can be kind of confusing. Not gonna lie. I feel like Aries, you're just like, I don't know what to do with this. I don't know how to make sense of it. And then if you ask for answers and you don't get those answers and those responses, that just leads to like even more confusion, right? And yeah, eating at oneself from the inside. Okay, this is um where I think you should separate like your own shadow work from your soulmate shadow work. okay? Because shadow mate doesn't mean you're doing each other's work for them. It means that you're there to support them. At the same time, you have to do your own work, okay? I just laugh when I say that because I feel like, um, it can be it can seem a little bit at times easier said than done, I feel like, especially when you are a sensitive personality. At least your soulmate is a sensitive person. When they're not like very like heightened emotions. So, I mean, that is really the opposite of heightened emotions, right? It's like we are sensitive, like you can be a sensitive empath, but then there's a moment where you're just like screaming at the top of your lungs. Like, I don't know, like I don't really picture you doing that a lot, Aries, but I do sense that you sometimes find yourself with people that are like that. I feel like your person, like, instead of like screaming at you, maybe they're screaming or they're upset or whatever because um they're going through something, right? This is why I really believe in like the power of music and sound that can like heal a lot of these like triggers that that shadow stuff brings on, right? Um, like the triggers trigger the shadow, I feel like. Yeah. And also, I don't want to confuse a shadow mate with and a soulmate with a wound mate, because I haven't even begun to like explore the depths of that yet, which I'll probably cover in my next. That could just be my next series, wound mate. A wound mate. At least I'm new to this term, but so far I've discovered that it means like you're bonded through not like a shared trauma necessarily. I mean, you could be, but also could mean that you both have your own traumas, and um, that's what bonds you guys. But then over time, it starts projecting, and then if you guys don't fix that, now you're blaming each other for traumas that are out of your control, right? Or that's a different series. That's a whole different topic altogether. No, a shadow mate is somebody who is not projecting their shadow stuff onto you and making it your problem, but rather saying and sharing with you, like, this is my shadow work that I need to do, and you're not responsible for it, and I'm not going to blame you for it. My intentions are not to like hurt you while I'm in the process of doing my shadow work, but it's just something I need to do for myself. And then your shadow mate, is like someone who's like, okay, I have my own shadow stuff too. Like, why not just us like do our shadow work, but also still be connected in this beautiful, like, spiritual, soulful way, and like kind of like help each other a little bit. And I think that is the difference between like a healthy partnership and connection versus the opposite of that, which is you're blaming each other for your own problems and you're not helping each other, you're not supporting each other, and you're making life difficult. At least maybe one of those people are. Okay. So, anyways, let's get to your card, because now we covered your soulmate basically pretty much and what you're experiencing with them. So now let's see what they're experiencing with you, Aries. Yeah, I know you're like, oh no, I don't want them to see the real me. No, you do want them to see the real you. You do. It's just, it can be a little bit scary, to show that part of yourself. And I get that. I really get that. I understand that. Ace of Swords. Oh my God. Yes. Aries, this is perfect for you. I love this. This is great. Okay. I'm getting really happy and excited for you. Okay. So, I was just watching, yesterday I watched Masters of the Universe. Definitely recommend watching it. Very, very good movie. I cannot wait for the second one. I'm excited. And it just like, it definitely spoke to the inner child. So, in me anyway. And I feel like, intuitively, I feel like your shadow soulmate here is, they're seeing this about you. They're seeing that there is a power within you, Aries, and you just need to believe in it. Okay? So your power doesn't come from the outside. Your power comes from the inside. Okay? This is where your truth is. They see you looking for answers, seeking truth here. Maybe that's why I picked up on the Page of Swords earlier. I almost want to read that card too to you because, and that energy, because I feel like maybe that is something you guys teach each other. All right, let me get to the Ace of Swords first, though. Here for you. Okay, Ace of Swords. Let's see here. This is the origin story. This is your origin story, Aries. Tarot suits are an unfolding story progressing from the ace to the 10. Tarot aces sparkle with unique magic. Aces are the seed of their suit. The infinite possibilities of each suit exist inside the ace, just as everything you are, were, and will be is tucked inside of you. Understanding how the ace is a seed, like a flower, fruit, or vegetable seed, will help you interpret the ace when it appears in a reading. It is true beginning. The Ace of Swords is the flash of insight instigating the world of swords. A mysterious hand appears through clouds. Clouds appear on every ace because they are the threshold and entry point to reality. What was hidden is now visible. What was unseen is now seen. Aces reflect the gateway of manifestation. First there is nothing, then there is something. Aces reflect the beginning, the start. It is the birth of their suit. The hand is the symbol of human ingenuity and potential. Hands suggest invitation, creative ability, and expression. Hands can be used lovingly to comfort another or oneself. Palms and fingers caress and nurture. Alternatively, hands can be used for violence and anger or even to kill. Hands remind us of how we handle things in life. They are used for communication via sign language. Hindu and Buddhist traditions make us of mudras, hand gestures, creating a specific energetic flow in the body. Interior thoughts move through our fingers when drawing, texting, and writing. The Ace of Swords is as high as the mind can go. It is a flash of insight so rich and complete that you see and understand with clarity. You take charge of a situation. The sword moves through the crown in victorious action. A flash of understanding, insight, the brilliance of the mind. Mental facilities, working, a genius idea. Execute your inspired plan now. Winning, a great organizing intelligence, the essence of truth, logic and reason that can be applied for desired results. Strength of the mind, soundness of thought, clarity, brilliance. Now, the shadow part of this, and this is where, your soulmate is like looking at your shadow Aries and they're like, what is going on with that? Okay, I want to know, right? So here it is. Living in the head. Are you so in love with your idea or concept that you refuse to acknowledge anyone else? Do you feel entirely responsible, or can you give props to others when deserved? Do you cast your gaze so high, set intentions so monumental, that they cloud what's right in front of you? How can you better balance the mind with a rooted connection to the body? Okay, Aries. Now, sometimes when this happens, and this is why I feel like I should just read the Page of Swords card to you guys. I wonder what card's coming up. Okay, yeah. I'm definitely going to read it. Okay. This is why I was probably feeling this Page of Swords detective energy. It's because I feel like your shadow soulmate is I feel like they are trying to yeah, here it is, Page of Swords, the detective. I feel like they are being not, I don't want to say forced, but like there's definitely pressure on them to play this role or be like this person, or not this person, but this energy around you. This is what you guys are teaching each other. I feel like you're also playing detective a little bit here too. You guys are kind of both teaching each other like how do you guys play together, because there's this really strong inner child energy where you guys are both like, your inner child is what is like at the foundation of this connection. To be young again, to feel playful, to have fun, to like but then there are moments of this, like this Ace of Swords Aries with you, there's these moments where Aries, you have this wave of clarity this moment of clarity, like lightning, and you're like, this is what I want for my future. And you're instantly communicating this with your shadow mate here, and your shadow mate is like, I want that too, right? But we're still here. We're still in these early stages, right? We're not in the future yet. We know what we want for our future, but right now we're here in this present moment. And also, a lot of this inner child stuff is definitely stemming from how in the past I feel like you both wanted to more as a child, as a youth. I'm not saying like child necessarily, maybe, but it's more of like that stage of like going from a child to an adult. That particular like moment in time is, I feel like, where the connection like began, or I feel like the energy began for you both, but it's like taking you guys some time to get there, like to understand that. Or maybe you guys are, I don't know, like, I'm just gonna read this card. This is why I want to read this, because I don't really, like, I am trying to like figure out like what this energy is about, okay? Where it's like the past, the present, and the future of your connection is all like come to this like place, this like, I don't know, it's like final resting place, but it's like, yeah, it kind of is like you finally found your footing, like you finally found where you belong, if that makes sense. And now you guys are just like um playing with that energy, like not in a bad way, like, but more of like a, what is this, type of way. The detective energy comes through. The Page of Swords peers behind her as if trouble is creeping up on her. Her body language suggests an awareness of past events and future possibilities while remaining grounded in the present moment. She combines past, present, and future with ease. A mama bird perches in a tree above her next to a nest of eggs. The bird connects the page to the element of air, and the nest of eggs reminds us of her youth. It is the freedom existing in the safety of a family. The nest is the net allowing the young page to explore, imagine, and expand her mind. The Page of Swords is clever and inquisitive. She reads between the lines and divines the mystery and deeper meaning of all things. Enigmas and puzzles fascinate her. If faced with a challenge, she diverts attention with an original tactic. The Page of Swords reflects the victorious mental activity of the curious mind. A clever, bright attitude, looking between the lines, solving problems and figuring out the mysteries. Smart and studious, a passion for ciphers and number games, a puzzle solver, cipher. Yeah, I mean, yeah, you definitely are deciphering some stuff here. This is what you guys are teaching each other. Gaze beneath the surface, unpacking the truth of a situation without emotion, honest and ethical and ready to help anyone who needs it, brave and wise beyond one's years, an old soul. So you guys are both teaching each other that you guys are like old souls. You guys like to solve puzzles. You guys also have like this passion for ciphers and number games. You're both smart and studious. You like figuring out mysteries. The shadow part, though, is lazy and unable to focus, taking pleasure in playing mind games and finding people's weak spots. Dishonest, keep secrets for the sake of having them, delight in the deception of others. Yeah, this is what you guys are teaching each other right now, is like there is a negative side to this clever, bright attitude that you guys have, right? That you guys are showing each other that you guys have, and teaching each other that you guys have. There's the shadow side to it, where it's like, mind games, and a lot of people do this. Like they play mind games, right? They're dishonest. They keep secrets. I feel like you are an open book, Aries. Like, you're not like holding anything back, and if anything, I feel like you are. That's where that sort of energy of like that I was picking up in the beginning of like you want to be open, with your shadow mate, you want to let them into your world. That is what is scaring you. That is what feels scary to you. But your shadow mate, like, they don't want to play mind games with you. And like, I know, right? We all get into our heads and we all think, okay, maybe they really like are trying to play with me or toy with me a little bit. But like at the same time though, it's like they're letting you know and they're reassuring you that like they just want you, they don't want to play mind games with you. Like they don't want to deceive you. They don't want to be dishonest with you. And you don't want to be dishonest with them either. I feel like you're so worried that you might do something that hurts them that you're so afraid to do anything at all. And your shadow mate is like telling you like, don't be like that though. Like, I don't want you to be like that. I want you to be exactly who you are. If there's something you want to do or explore, I want you to do that thing. I want you to explore that. That is what draws me to you. And also, like, the same goes for you, Aries, is like you want your shadow mate to explore things as well. And I feel like you guys have a pretty mutual understanding of like what you guys want for each other and what you guys want from this connection. And yeah, so I feel like that is what you are teaching each other. Okay, so the King of Cups. Now, this is what's separating you guys right now, okay? So this could be an energy that's getting in the way of, like, making progress here for you guys. So we have the Virtuoso. The King of Cups is the master artist. He makes dreams a reality. He makes wild, ingenious ideas perfectly palatable for others. He is a mystic and philosopher at the top of his abilities. The king stands before a pool of water, summoning a sensual water goddess. She rises like Venus from the foam. She is misty and vapid, a tempting siren. He brings you to the brink of love and shows you how to reimagine it. He is dazzling possibility you may not have imagined on your own. Master artist and dreamer, loving attention is showered upon you. A talent for soothing any situation, bringing balance to the equation, diplomatic and affable, an open mind, a careful speaker, one who empowers others after dazzling them with their own potential, drawing on the power of the creative mind and subtle body. That all sounds good, okay? The thing is if there's too much, yeah, like too much of this, the shadow part of this. And this is what's separating you guys, because I feel like together you guys do make like a virtuoso type energy. Like you guys like feel like have like a love for art and passion for that. I feel like maybe Aries, you're an artist, okay? I feel like your shadow mate has like this mystic philosophical, that's not even a word, philosophical, there you go, like aspect to their personality. I feel like together you guys do make this like you are like the siren and the king, right? Together you guys make this like beautiful energy together, okay? But here's the thing, okay, that you're probably wondering about, the shadow side to this, okay? Emotionally manipulative, egomaniac. Yeah, this energy, I'm not saying you guys are egomaniacs or you guys are emotionally manipulative. I don't think you guys are doing that to each other. I think that there's this other energy that is in the mix. Listen to this. Pathological liar. Okay, you do not want to be with someone like that. Okay, this is what will separate you guys. This type of energy is what's going to cause like a breakup, for instance, and a disconnect. So you really do not want that energy in your connection. Okay, it's different if like your shadow mate has someone outside of your connection, lying to them, manipulating them. If they keep bringing that person into your connection and making like that your problem, like and trying to like project that onto you, that's not fair either, So that's why I'm getting like this like pure vibe. Like, I don't know why I keep thinking about it, but it's like, um, there's this like pureness to your connection. It's like you guys really don't want to hurt the other person, and that's why you guys are like so free flowing and so free forming of like, let's explore everything together, and like let's share that with each other, and let's not judge each other, and let's just like be open to each other. That is a pure energy, right? Which is rare to find, right? But it's there. It does exist. I mean, I don't know. From my from my experience, anyway, I think it's I think it's possible, but you know. So yeah, so like this energy, a person able to prey on the emotions of others and create distraction and destruction for their own personal benefit, emotionally immature, giant inequities, masked by false stories and fairness, deep-seated fear and disgust of the self. Okay. You really don't want, like, Aries, you really try very hard to like make sure that your person doesn't feel this type of way, like they don't feel bad about themselves or whatever, and like that they aren't around manipulative people and stuff like that. But you can only do so much, Aries. At some point or another, if your shadow mate wants to, you know, not do the shadow work and not get away from some of these negative energies that are keeping them from you, then there's only so much you can do, right? At some point or another, you're gonna have to say, like, look, like, I don't know if there's anything else I can do, but I need to like protect my space too, and like, you know, there are times you have to have boundaries, you know, and in every connection, boundaries are important. Okay. um so especially in very strong intimate connections, boundaries are even like more important. Okay. Now, how do you guys like fix, right, or work on and get through this? Like, what is the solution here? And that is the Six of Pentacles. Okay, so the Six of Pentacles, this is going to be how you work on things and overcome some of these shadow aspects that are trying to, you know, like seep into your connection. And like, I'm getting like venom, like toxic venom. Like, I like I like venom, right? I like that because that the character. But I'm not talking about that kind of venom. I'm talking about other people's projections getting into what you guys have, and then essentially destroying it from within. Um, so, Devil's Deal. Wow, you guys have to make a deal with the devil. Probably. Okay. A devil stands for twin girls, the three figures forming a graphic triangle. One twin reaches up and accepts coins. The devil holds a parchment paper contract for the twin to sign. She eagerly writes her signature with a bloody quill. Six pentacles hang in the vines and trees surrounding the scene. The devil's position is powerful. He towers over the girls. The girls reflect dual personalities. Is this an act of charity or an act of economic exchange? Does the girl know what she is signing up for? Examine this card as a concept of give and take. How do you give and take energy and attention? How do you exchange money and material goods with others? How do you exchange information and ideas? Do you accept a quid pro quo, or do you give yourself freely? What are you signing up for when it comes to certain people in your life? Which character on the card do you identify with right now? Acts of charity and donation, reciprocity. You are given what you need, but at what price? Look before signing legal contracts and giving too much away. Kindness appears in a surprising place. The shadow side here, charitable works and acts, giving time, effort, and money are worthwhile. Pursuits. They can make a person feel incredible and even offer feelings akin to an endorphin rush. But are you using charitable acts to pump up your ego and feel superior to others? Examine your motivations. Okay. And yes, and this brings up an important part of the connection, especially if it's like you guys are physical, because it says like it's using money here, for instance. But I also think that that's not just about money with this connection. I feel like more on a much more deeper level, there's like dopamine. Okay, I'm sure you've heard of it, Aries. Um, but basically, your body's chemical reaction to being with another person, right? Or we'll just say that for this, for argument's sake here. I think that your shadow me and you are both on the same page where it's like um, the rush of being together is great and everything. It's great, but also I feel like um, the pursuit of making sure you guys are both stable and you both are not um, signing up and making deals with like people, places, and things that are not healthy for you. Like you guys are actively trying to choose to be in places and to be around people and to do things that might not necessarily give you the same rush and the same feeling and the same chemical reaction as being together. But it's also like an important time for you to remember, like sometimes you do need like your personal space. Sometimes you do need to do your shadow work. Sometimes you do need to get certain things taken care of. Um, and that within itself creates its own sort of like sense of accomplishment and sense of like it says here, a endorphin rush. There are certain things that do give you endorphin rushes, right? And these are different chemicals that the body needs. If you have too much of it, it goes, you get into like an unhealthy place. So right now, finding um, that middle ground where you both are like, you're both giving your bodies the chemicals your body needs, and not making deals with people, places, and things, or at least, not deals that are going to like be detriment to your health and your well-being. And I feel like for you and your person to understand that both about each other better is it's such a deeper like connection, because you're not basing your connection off of a moment of physical intimacy together. That's great and that's fun, and you're not saying it's not, but you're also saying there's other things as well that are fun that I'm not, you can't give those up, because those are part of like what makes your system aligned and healthy, and because you want to be healthy in mind, body, and spirit. When you find someone that you can be or when the universe pretty much gives you someone. No, I'm just kidding. But sometimes it happens. But like let's just say, for argument's sake, when you find someone, okay? When you find someone that the universe is like, this person's going to be aligned with you, mind, body, and spirit, and you're like, okay, that is a connection worth being open and upfront and honest about, saying like, these are different chemicals that my body needs. These are different sources of energy that help me bring me into an alignment with myself. And your person understanding that about you, and accepting that about you, that is a beautiful thing. That's a healthy connection. That's understanding each other's languages. And I think I said this in my other reading, but like we all speak our own language, I feel like. And when our person wants to understand our language and we want to understand their language, it's like that equal give and take. Okay. Yeah. So you're not really like you're not really trying to like identify as like, oh, I'm this heightened ego, powerful all being. You're really saying at the end of the day, is like we all need um, energy, and that different types of energy, and those come from different sources. And some are healthier than others, but at the same time, it's like we want to find those healthy sources, and we want to work on getting that healthy source of energy that we need. It isn't always an energy of dopamine, for example, it's not always about physical intimacy. There's other parts to intimacy. There's other aspects to a shadow connection there, and a soulmate connection. And when you find that you can respect that your person needs that energy from those other sources, and why they need it, and you can understand that and be open to that, you don't necessarily have to like agree with everything, but you also understand it in a way that's reciprocal. Whatever the word is, I don't know. Just like, you're respectful and you're understanding, and like there's no animosity, there's no sense of like resentment, because these you guys, at the end of the day, you're both human beings. And yes, we can find ourselves feeling like, like we're like, almost like immortal at times. But like really though, like, we are human. And that's another thing that's important here to remember is like, we all get our different, sources of these, like chemical properties from different sources. It's like, some people like working out, for example, and like going to the gym, for example. Like, you might not go to the gym, you might not like working out, Aries. You might find physical, like, working out type energy from other way, like not going to the gym in different forms and ways. But like, but like respecting that about your person, like understanding that about the person, like not judging them because of that. And why would you do that anyway? That makes no sense. I guess if they were like, go I guess if they were like, using the gym as an escape from like being around you, that's a wholly different story. But I feel like right now you're not dealing with that. So yeah, I guess like just for both of you guys, I feel like you both, in order for you guys both to be happy, you just need to like, say like, I need to sometimes get source of energy from this area, and your person's like, I need to get a source of energy from this place. And yeah, and you just have to like accept that, work through that, and like that really is going to be what helps you guys not like, I guess be like ego, mindset here, and like in control mindset, and like having to like control everything. Because the King of Cups is a very like emotionally intuitive energy. But if it's used to manipulate the other person and keep them from their different sources of energy that they need, that's not going to be healthy, right? So just, go with the flow, let it flow, just be yourself, Aries. I feel like you're already doing that. Give this connection some time to like feel out, and just like be around you, because I feel like your shadow soulmate person is like someone, like they do really have a lot of like feelings for you, but they also need, just as much as you do, Aries, you both need the time, right? And I'm not going to say time is illusion in this case. I'm just going to say that for argument's sake, time is something that it doesn't, when you're with someone you really care about and you have that connection, that bond with someone you really care about, it's like so much time could go by, but then like as soon as you're with your person, it feels like the very first day you guys met. So I know, easier said than done sometimes, Aries. Sometimes it doesn't feel like that. But overall though, like once you start to feel that sense of peace and clarity and calmness about you, and the power of strength is within you, then trust me, like everything happens in divine timing. Everything is happening for a divine reason. And I know it sounds cliche, but there's a reason for everything. There's a reason, why sometimes your person needs to work on themselves. You need to work on yourself. And then this way you guys won't be like overshadowing each other, and you won't be overbearing each other. You'll actually be in a place of like calmness and at peace, and just like overall like really happy and content. Um, yeah, and also I'm getting like quality over quantity. Okay, for like the connection and like how you guys end up with each other, and like the energy that you guys have towards each other. So yeah, just keep that in mind. Okay, so there you go, Aries. Love and light always, beautiful souls. I hope that helped. Thank you so much for watching. Bye.